Greetings, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming in. Satnam, I just wanted to open the space a little bit with the throat chakra singing bowl known as the Vishuddha chakra. Just because we are going to get into it. Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Wednesdays are ruled by the planet Mercury. And Mercury is very much a planet of communication and travel and alchemy and whatnot. And so for those of you who are into drawing or yantras or meditative visual meditations, I would highly recommend drawing this. This is the symbol of like the lotus with the Vishuddha chakra. So that's just one way of even connecting with throat chakra activations, even though you are using your eyes and your hands, right, to formulate the communication. There's a lot that I want to get into here, so please be sure to have your water, have, any snacks if you want any snacks, and have your questions ready. Please share this out with others, as this is going to really help other people get to know themselves more. You may know this information, you may not know this information. They may or may not know this information as well. So one thing that I can say was having to work on my vocabulary, because I would say the word a lot or whatever. But I want to focus on the because you may have noticed that I said it quite a few times already. And is a mantra that we say to stimulate concentration and thought form connection with the mind, right? It stimulates the nadi system in the brain to connect with like your synapses, to bring the connection down, to formulate words in a sense, right? And so mantra is a form of like words of power, a form of heka. Heka is words of power, right? Also in Kameshan, it's like alchemy, right? And in many different texts in the beginning was the word. And so there's just so much information that we can get in regards to the throat chakra. And so I want us to go into different dimensions with it, but also keep it simple and subtle. Hello, everyone. Greetings. Breathing. And so before getting into the Vishuddha chakra, right, what is a chakra? A chakra is the spinning wheels of portals of energies in your body that are like main conductors, if you will. It's the spinning wheel of energy or an energy center where the energy is being pulled from. So we have hundreds of chakras, to be honest. It is most commonly known as 7 chakras or 12 chakras, but the more deeper you go into connecting with your body and connecting with other sciences and learning, you get to realize, wait a minute, we have many different chakras. So the main 7 chakras are what people refer to, but we have many mini chakras, if you will, that are energy points. So like we have chakras in our hands, right? And these chakras are major important chakras as well. But they have a they have a deeper connection to a bigger conductor, if you will, right? And so this is where they have like the Muladhara, and the word chakra is Sanskrit. Okay, it's a Sanskrit word. So the lower three chakras kind of connect with, some will say this is debatable, but in traditions, in Sanskrit traditions, wow, first time hearing this, I appreciate you. Some will say it's connected with the masculine chakras. The lower three chakras they would say is more masculine, and the higher are more feminine because they're more reflective and more spiritual based, as opposed to like more grounding and a call for action. And so I encourage you to have an open mind when you are studying or reading any information. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my personal notebooks. Even though this is something that I've been practicing for such a long time, when I'm sharing information, I try to stick to my notes as much as possible, because if you let me talk, I will bring us through many journeys, and sometimes keeping it simple is what is necessary for that time. So going back to it. So that's just to kind of bring in like water chakras, right? And so the Vishuddha chakra, as I will be referring to, is the throat chakra. So in many texts you hear in the beginning is the word, and through the word I create light, I create vibration, I create power. It is the throat, it is the portal of purification. All purification happens at the throat chakra. And so anytime that someone is wanting to do like some sort of detox, it's highly recommended that they, drink lots of water to purify. Maybe not eat certain foods, not drink certain beverages, not smoke, right? And it's also because it's the communicator of this purification to the body. You got to get to the root of it, right? And so it's going to communicate with all the chakras. And the first chakra is the Muladhara, the root chakra. And so you're going to want to do like a colon cleanse, right? Excuse me. You're going to want to do like a colon cleanse or an enema or colonics or something like that if the type of purification that you are doing is bodily, right? Just to kind of make sure you're purging everything out of the system first, and then get into your purification process, so that way everything else that you are detoxing and releasing it's not getting stuck in your intestines or anything like that, right? You're not recycling it into other chakras, into other places in your body, right? And so the throat, the Vishuddha, is so magical in that way that it will travel its messages through all your chakras. So it is one of the 7 major chakras, right? We have about 108 chakras in our body, and then we have 4 more out, so we have like 112. And then those are like the 112, back in the days you heard the group 112. That's how I always remember it. They're positioned in certain areas of your aura, right? The other 4 in your aura, and then the 108 are in your body. So for some of you who are like looking to stimulate your chakras, connect with your body, right? You may have heard of mantras, as I mentioned earlier, right? And so I'm actually going to bring that over. I thought I had one here, but I don't. So I'm going to show you some mala beads, right? Give me just a moment. And these mala beads, they're like prayer beads. And because spirit is like, just flow with it. Yeah. So they're like prayer beads, or they are prayer beads. And it's consecutive of 108 beads on there, and each bead is connected to certain like bija sounds or seed sounds. This is like in Buddhism and Hinduism and whatnot. But also the way that you would connect with the beads, right, is to stimulate the thumb here is connected to the pineal pituitary gland here. And so each part of our body is connected with certain nerves, with certain chakras, with certain points that stimulate. And so working with the bead, whether it's chanting or using the mantra out loud or in your head, you are tapping into communication. You are telling the universe a certain song or desire, or you're communicating something, right? And so we're always communicating to the universe, right? And so that's just to help, sometimes it's to help concentrate. Sometimes it's to help activate dormant energies in a certain area of your body, in a certain area of your psyche. And a lot of the times they work simultaneously, right? Because as you are stimulating different areas of your mind and the different faculties, right? There's 108 faculties also. And so the different faculties of your mind, you get to stimulate different parts of your body and tap into its magic. And so mantras is exactly that. It's a form of, it's like a prayer. It's like a commandment, right? And so, in many texts, they say you come to the temple with confidence. You come and it is a commandment. It's a commandment to be confident. It's a commandment to be without fear, right? And so when you sit at the temple within yourself, right, the kingdom of God within, you want to go there with confidence that you're able to have this conversation with source, with the universe, and that you are heard, and that what you are saying in this space is true to you. And that's what you will be manifesting. And so the throat chakra has a lot of magic, a lot of magic to it. This is why it's important to be mindful. If you're gossiping, what are you saying? If you are writing, speaking, thinking, again, when you hear me say concentrating, right? It's me going back to, well, what am I going to say? What was I supposed to say? What is the channel, right? It also allows for us to be clear channels when you allow yourself to take a break. This is why sometimes people will go through talk fasting, where now I'm saying a lot, where they just won't talk for a certain amount of time, hours, days, weeks, months, just to be able to quiet their minds, quiet themselves in a way, so that they can hear clearly, listen better. Sometimes we don't realize that the throat chakra, the Vishuddha chakra, is connected to portals, chakras in our ears that allow for us to listen. So some people want to tap into like mediumship, and they're like, well, I don't know how to listen. Are you always talking? Are you talking when you absolutely have something to say, or are you talking because you want to be heard? Right? I think the saying is, a wise man speaks A fool speaks because he has something to say. A wise man speaks. No, a fool speaks because. How does it go? A wise man speaks because he has something to say. A fool speaks because he wants to be heard. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. Something like that. I'm not saying it correctly. It's okay. So blue, especially like the blue. Hello, Sopreneur. Like the light powder blue. Okay. Did I go straight to it? No, I did not. And so, there's different, it's associated with the ears. It's associated with the nose. Although, you know, the nose is also associated with the root chakra because of the sense of smell. I don't want to confuse too much, but there are parts of the nose that is associated with the throat chakra. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I knew I wasn't saying it right. And so the throat chakra is associated with, at the base of the throat, is associated with the thyroid, the ears, the nose, the teeth, the mouth, the throat itself, the I'm gonna butcher this. How did I spell it? Larynx, and the chakra. So an overstimulated throat chakra would be someone who is eating a lot, talking a lot, someone who's really stubborn. Stubbornness is connected to an overstimulated Vishuddha. Also, if someone gets bored very easily, this can be an overstimulation of the throat chakra as well. An underactive throat chakra or Vishuddha is difficulties expressing yourself. If you have a lot of fears to speak in public or fears of expressing yourself, if you have trouble being honest with yourself and others, taking like personal accountability or just being truthful, right? So someone who's constantly lying has an underactive Vishuddha. And someone who's like timid, right? You may be a little bit more timid. And so, you know, you want to balance this out by way of creativity as well as expressing yourself and being more honest. This will allow for you to purify the chakra and being more honest, right? I also mentioned you know, chakras and whatnot. So chakras are connected to meridians as well. And you may have heard me speak about the meridians. They are very similar. Meridians are energetic portals that are equivalent to our blood vessels. Instead of transporting the blood, this is the system that transports the chi, that is the life force energy that is in the blood. And so that's the what meridians do, right? Meridians can let us know when our yin and yang energy is balanced or disturbed. And so we have major meridians in the body, and the Vishuddha chakra is connected with the meridians as well, because those are like the ley lines that the communication is moving through, right? They're able to move to those to be able to communicate to the chakra points, to be able to communicate to the rest of our cells and our organs, and as mentioned, bringing the synapses of the brains to connect to like the neurons and protons, of the mind, of the brain, also connecting us with different parts of the mind, right? This also allows for us to pay attention to our endocrine system, the lymphatic system, our intuition, right? Because again, the throat chakra is going to communicate in various of ways. So it's extremely important to be able to connect with your throat chakra by way of speaking truth, or just being, so like, how sometimes they say you look better with your mouth closed, right? Knowing when to speak, which is in my throat, my thyroid. Oh, okay. Wow. So this is a really important, Connie says, I have Graves' disease, which is in my throat, my thyroid. I don't have it in, it's visiting me, and I'm asking it to leave. There you go. Words of power. Words of power. So, I would have to go into like a little bit more research in regards to like Graves' disease and whatnot. And I'm also not a medical practitioner, but I would definitely like look into certain foods. I would work with certain crystals. So the crystals that are like coming into mind is so underrated but easily accessible and so powerful is sodalite. Sodalite does help a lot with, if I'm not mistaken, I think Graves' disease is because of an overstimulated throat chakra. Thyroid, I'm sorry, is it because your thyroid is, the hormone is overstimulated? Is that what can have somebody's eyes kind of bulging out? Is that because that's just what's intuitively coming to me? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what spirit is saying, that it helps. So I would look into, what your blood sugars are looking like. And this is all intuitively, okay? Again, I'm not a medical practitioner and I haven't done research on this. So please take what resonates, do your own research, and, out there. So I will look into blood sugar. I will look into your pancreas, right? Because pancreas is like, blood sugar, diabetes, but also connection to the eyes, right? And so there's some sort of communication with eyes and the solar plexus, your ajna, your throat, your solar plexus, right? So that is something that I will look into. Sodalite, like I said, lapis. Hello, greetings. These are great for the Vishuddha. For those of you that's just tuning in, I'm sharing a lot of tips in regards to the Vishuddha chakra, but I also had a beautiful comment here. I'm going to schedule time with you. Please do. I think that you have a lot that you are looking to clear up, and if you are feeling called to work with me, I definitely felt that spirit is navigating you through for a reason. So again, I will try my best, but yeah. So without getting too much into her personal journey, those are just some tips. Like I said, it was intuitively picking up those things. When you do decide to like schedule with me, please like inbox me so that way I could do a little bit more research, because I be all over the place. But I'm reading Chakra Healing by Margarita. Oh, I would love for you to come on and share. That's so beautiful. If you're open to it. And so I also do work with like one-on-ones as far as like, you know, so if someone is looking to connect with each chakra and whatnot, we do weekly meetups, but daily exercises. It's really intense, but it's really worth it. And so if you're interested in that as well, you can reach out to me. So one of the sound frequencies that I do recommend for people that are trying to connect with their Vishuddha chakra in a healthy way, to where it kind of brings a balancing effect, but so it's not overstimulating or understimulating it. It's 384 hertz, and there is different mantras. So one mantra I absolutely love, you will constantly hear me saying this mantra as far as a Vishuddha mantra, is Hum Sa. So Sa is like healing light, and hum, it's actually like humming, making humming noises in general. Hamsa is a mantra of purification. It repels and rebukes the evil eye. It repels any energies and entities and beings that is not unconditionally loving and honoring of your truth, of your divinity. And so that is a great mantra that will help purify your body. And I recommend doing these mantras for 108 times, or at least, you know, putting your alarm clock for 44 minutes, 45 minutes. If you can't do it 108 times, do it for 45 minutes to activate the mantra. Okay. As stated, Wednesday is a day of the week for this mantra. Sandra, would you be coming on? Would you like to come on? If you're still here. Also, speaking truths, chat, like writing, creative. We mentioned creativity. So creating songs, singing lullabies, singing songs, practicing on feeling the different vocal cords of your throat. And so when you are doing certain sound frequencies, paying attention to, is the sound moving more to the left? Is it moving more to the right? Is it in the center? Oh, you just started reading it. Okay, no worries. Thank you. You know, where do you feel the sound in your throat? When you are listening, where do you hear the frequency going? Do you feel it going up, down, forward, backwards? Do you feel tension? You know, going into the vocal cords, it's like, you know, an instrument. So, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? Doing even just that connects with different vocal cords and being able to attune your vocal cords. So are the bija sounds, right? So Om, Shreem, Hreem, Gleam, Aim, and so on and so forth, right? These have different communicative frequencies to certain vocal cords that communicate to the rest of your body, right? And so chanting in general, it doesn't have to just be Hamsa, but just any type of mantra, even prayers. We mentioned words of power, words of affirmations. These also stimulate the throat chakra or the Vishuddha chakra. Being able to be silent. Also, as mentioned, if it's overstimulated. Learning new words. So taking the time to, she just started reading it. DJ Will said, just started singing. Felt like my ancestors kept telling me to sing. I love that for you. Yes, singing is most definitely a way to connect with all the spirits, all your faculties, and connect with a specific channel. And your ancestors are in your being. You are the creative material reflection of your ancestors, your celestial realm within your being and your DNA, right? And so you're going to hear them. So creating a song, writing poetry, writing a book, singing in general, just even if it's doing weird sounds and just feeling it through, right? Blessings, energy, soul child. Sandra says, you are confirming the first chapter I just finished reading. Wow. Yes, I haven't checked out that book, but it sounds like a really good book. I just started singing in my light language. Oh my gosh, I would love to hear. I would love to hear because your light language is just so powerful and so beautiful. And that's what sound frequency is. It is light language. So even if you're speaking in your native tongue and your native dialogue, any word that comes out your mouth is creating light. It is creating life. So it is a light language. Whether it's English, Spanish, French, Creole, these are just whatever dialect, Portuguese, whatever is your dialogue, your dialect, it is light language, right? And Source just kind of speaks in many tongues and wants you to remember that as the word, so it is, right? And so, through the word is light. So beautiful. Disconnecting from like certain social media or even the phone, talking from the phone or certain devices could also help heal the throat chakra as well. And so practicing charisma and charm, there's just so much to this chakra, right? And I just kind of wanted to share that with y'all. And so let me see here. Just gonna go back to my notes so I don't okay, yeah. So excuse me. Certain foods or fruits, right? So apples, this is why like they'll say men have the Adam's apple, or why they bit the apple, right? They bit the apple for knowledge, right? Wisdom and whatnot, right? For the information. And so apples, are connected to the Vishuddha chakra for helping balancing that out. Lemons, limes, to help like cleanse and activate. So, maybe taking some lime or lemon and squeezing it into your water, or just eating it straight up to kind of purify and cleanse the chakra, activate the chakra. Blueberries, figs, apricots. And again, not all of these are with the color blue. So a lot of the times we say, well, you want to eat foods that's in the same color of the chakra. Yes, because of color therapy. So that is truthful in that way. But that is not necessarily to say that certain foods that are a different color won't stimulate that chakra, because there are certain foods, as mentioned, a lemon, yellow, a lime, green, apple, red, yellow, green, yeah, or, black, figs can be green, they could be purple, right? And so different colors, right? And so there's also different essential oils. Ginger, I absolutely love ginger. Ginger is associated with a lot of chakras. I would say if you are needing to release like inflammatory, definitely. I think when it comes down to the foods, these are just in general. I personally, I look at the individual. What is it that you are personally looking to target, or what is it that you are personally working through to kind of formulate a better, plan in regards to what food you're going to eat, because these foods is what's going to communicate to your body what it is, that direction of the healing process, or the direction of the activation and stimulation and whatnot. So I love working with ginger. I usually correlate roots with the root chakra anyway, or ginger with the Muladhara and the sacral chakra primarily. But again, any type of foods is going to be connected with the throat chakra. To be honest, these are just more, I would say any foods in general, because we have to eat it and start the process with the teeth, the gums, the mouth, and start the process, right? So anything that you're eating, but these foods in specific kind of help cleanse and activate the chakra a little bit more. Not to say that any food. So yeah, or even tea, beverages, as mentioned earlier, right? Massaging your neck. Too often, people forget to allow themselves to stimulate their throat chakra, right? With silence and stretching, massaging. There's just so many tools that we can use, that we have ready and available. If you have hands, if you have somebody else who knows, right? There's also, let me show you this here. I just had over here. Yeah. I forgot what are these called, but this is like for the face, right? The crystal. And so you use it for the face. You could down here to massage it, or getting a certain crystal. So this one is amethyst, and amethyst, purifies, it cleanses, it removes any like hexes or jinx or any energies, right? And so you can get one like this that's maybe like sodalite, right? Sodalite is a great crystal for working with the thyroid. Specifically, I know when there was a period that I was trying to clear some stuff with the thyroid and wanting to lose weight, I was working that on pause. I have a healthy thyroid, but I was stimulating it in a certain way with certain foods. So I started working with sodalite. And again, it's so underrated, but it's easily accessible, and it's so powerful. So I would recommend, certain crystals like sodalite, turquoise, aquamarine, to kind of the powdery blues, to really get in it during a certain time. Or can I do this all day, all the time? Like just keep it regular or only when the chakra needs it. As far as so different, turmeric Tai Chi is great. Yes, absolutely. I do neck massages to drain the lymphatic system. Exactly. I mentioned the lymphatic system due to needing to that I am freezing a lot or not, because on my side it's showing as if it keeps freezing. So I just want to make sure that you could all hear me well. I know I'm giving a lot of powerful information, and so it doesn't surprise me that technology wants to act up just a little bit when we are giving information that could help many people, like eating different things and massaging. Can you do too much ginger? All right, there's a lot of questions, so I'm gonna ask y'all if there's a question box down below, if y'all can put the question down there so that way I can stick to it. As far as eating too much, there is a such thing as eating too much of anything. So you always want to balance things out. For example, if you're eating ginger every day, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but too much of anything is a bad thing. So how would you will look at certain foods or certain times that you say, okay, well, maybe no ginger for today. Or no. I love spices. I personally absolutely love spices. I can do spices every fucking day. However, certain spices do trigger certain like for example, the pancreas or something like that, certain organs. And so how do you balance that out? If you are too much in your pitta, so there's in like Ayurveda, they have it's a pitta, vata, and oh my god, what's the other one? Pitta, vata, can't think of the third one. I'm drawing a blank right now. But it's 3 doshas. Yeah, the doshas. Come on now. What? That's kapha. Pitta, vata, kapha. And so they are connected with certain elements in the body. Everyone has all the elements in the body. Just everyone activates them differently, or some have certain elements more primary. That's a primary element to them. And so getting to know your body helps with, do I need to change certain foods in my diet for just a temporary amount of time or for a long time overall? Because maybe I'm causing some dampness in my lymphatic system or digestive system, and this is why my food isn't processing the way. These are just examples, right? So while eating ginger every day may not be dangerous, you eat too much of it, it can cause harm. Eating too much bananas, you can eat a whole bunch of, but if you eat a whole bunch of bananas in one day, you can catch potassium poison, right? I know someone who that happened to, right? They love bananas, they like to fast and everything like that, and they just decided, I'm just gonna eat bananas today, and they ate so much bananas they actually caught potassium poison. And so anything. Oh yes, kapha, thank you. Yes, retrograde season, man, what the fuck ever. And some people say, you shouldn't be cussing, it'll block your throat chakra. No, you want to expand your vocabulary, but it's absolutely okay to cuss as well, as it is a form of my truth expression. And so that allows for me to have a healthy, active Vishuddha. Right? But thank you, kapha. I knew, somebody was going to help me get it, or I was going to get it myself. You know what I'm saying? Very true. They say no more than 2 bananas a day. Yes. I love you. Oh, thank you. I love that. I haven't met you. Yeah, I am cussing my expression. Yes. Cloves. Cloves are a really good one for the throat chakra, because it'll help with like any gum, gingivitis, things, any impurities. It'll help cleanse that out. Also parasites and stuff, like, because parasites have a way of manipulating your mind and your emotions and whatnot. And so it will help clear the channels of communication to be in alignment with divine source truth as well. So sometimes they be like, oh, not everybody can work with cloves and this, that, and the third. A lot of the times that's probably because they have some parasites or something, an energetic attachment that they need to let go of or something. Too many times people get confused with like false light deities or beings and whatnot that kind of keep them in a space that isn't in their alignments of their sovereignty and their true energy source. And so just certain foods would even show that as well. It's quite interesting. I know I went into so many different sciences, and so again, like, if this is new information, please take your time, process. You might want to watch this from the beginning, or if you just want to go to the beginning just to hear the sound frequency of it, please do, So echinacea is a great herb as well. Myrrh, eucalyptus, these are just some examples here. Amazonite is another crystal I meant to mention. And so you asked me a question, and I just remembered. I'm sorry, I did not mean to ignore you, but you asked me, certain days and certain times. So you can do these exercises any day and any time. However, there is a certain day of the week. As stated, Wednesday is the day of the week, and there are certain times on Wednesday. And so I'll give y'all this one. I do have a certain map that I use in regards to dates and times, working with certain chakras. I kind of put this like together for my chakra series that I created this. What year was this? I think 2016 is when I did this, or 17. I'm so lying because I did my Reiki in 2017. So this was before 2017. I can't quite remember when I started this, but I started off with doing 11 weeks journey. And I did my first workshop. I wish I wrote down the date. Did I? I'm pretty sure in one of my other notebooks I did. This is just the formula that I was using, that I worked with. Oh yeah, so I started in December 18th was the first day, but I don't remember what year. Yeah, I'm just looking. These are like old notes. Yeah, old no, and these aren't even my older notes. This is my organized notes that I had to look through all my older notes from like way before that time to just kind of formulate this program that I did. And I still use this program just because it works. It works. I have many people who have took my workshop, took the one-on-one mentoring, took the tools, utilized it in their own lives, and are successful and are doing their dang on thing. And I'm so proud of them. I will never take credit for them taking the time to actually do the work, because I've had people also drop the program because they couldn't fully commit, and that's okay. No judgment. It is what it is, right? But life has shown where those people are, and that's why I say, as much as I formulated this this formula here, with much practice, I practiced on myself first for many years. I was doing the work for many years on myself before I even initiated doing the workshop. And so the first workshop I did it absolutely free with 11 people for 11 weeks, and it was amazing. And it went from 11 people to 7 people, if I'm not mistaken. 7 of us or 9 of us. I think it was 7 of us. I'm lying, 9. So, yeah, that was 9 of us. It was very beautiful. But after that, I just kept going. So, yeah, I do encourage certain exercises at certain times with working with certain chakras, because this is when it's the most potent for that chakra. And I put so many different variables as to why that time, why that day, and everything. It's a whole science. And so, like I said, I'll give ya in regards to peace, Sandra, in regards to the throat chakra. So, Wednesdays at 6 a.m., 1 p.m., this is Eastern Standard Time, and 8 p.m. So 3 times. Certain chakras have more than 3 times in a day in which they are most activated. But for the throat chakra, there's those 3 times in this day. And depending on what type of exercise it is that you're doing would be like what I would encourage you. Oh, you might want to do that at 6 a.m. or you might want to do that at 8 p.m. or you might want to do that at 1 p.m. depending on the exercise that it is, because you want to connect it with the science as well, to your body, to your mind, your body, your spirit. So Wednesday, 1 p.m. No, not 6 p.m. 6 a.m., 1 p.m., and 8 p.m. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. So if you are in another time zone, just convert that to your time zone is usually what I recommend people, because I am Eastern Standard Time, and that's, yeah. So I kind of just did it from 6 a.m., 6 in the morning. Yes. 6 a.m., 1 p.m., 8 p.m. Yes. And so those are the most active times of the Vishuddha chakra. I was going to come on at 1 p.m. here, but I have other things I have to do. And so with that being said, do y'all have any more questions so I can answer them all? Because I do want to be able to post this up for everyone. Also, if you are interested working one-on-one, like I said, this formula, this is something that I do this in a way that it allows for you to rely on yourself as opposed to codepending on someone else to constantly cleanse your chakras or work your chakras and whatnot. No, like, how are you able to work with this chakra, and how are you able to be accountable with your energy? You want to be able to identify your own energy. You want to be able to know how to work it when it's overstimulated, when it's understimulated, you know. Gonna take some water. Thank you. Yes, please do. If y'all don't have any other questions, I'm going to do the singing bowl just one more time. But if you have any questions, then please feel free. Okay. So, I give thanks to each and every one of you for being here. I would like for you at this moment in time, just take a deep breath in. You can close your eyes or leave your eyes open. It's completely up to you. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Allow yourself to just surrender into the communication that is necessary for you. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale. And just breathe at your natural pace. Taking a deep inhale here. Hold. Create saliva with your intentions. Hold your breath. Swallow your intentions. Exhale. Give yourself a big thanks for showing up. May you receive clarity for your next steps in your journey and as to who and what you are supposed to connect with and do, your resources, your truth. Have the courage and the strength and the confidence to speak your truth. Be open to receiving the truth if it is to dismantle any illusions or lies that you may have been connected with. May you receive the purification that your soul wants to deliver onto you. May you receive the lessons, the information, the wisdom, the guidance to the lessons that you have to learn. And may all that is serving and honoring your highest and greatest good come in with ease and grace. I give thanks. I love you. Sat Nam. Peace.